said, we put these plates on, and what we were having was brake valve issues to start with. Got brake valves, your relay valves, your ABS valves, and the cost of it was about $800, and it was every season or every other season that we were having to replace them. So we had those components that were originally failing. So that was basically what we're trying to do, is to cure that problem, but in the process of curing that problem, we're protecting everything else that's underneath this. With the sander, when the chain would roll forward, running the salt off the back, what was happening is the chain would catch it on the way back, it would drop off, and then the salt would pile up on the chain on the way back, and it would dump it all over the truck as it's bouncing down the road. So it would pile up. Basically, this pan cost us $400 to build, just for the materials. We fabbed it to fit the truck, basically cradles over the top. Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
okay.
I can pull this back and show you the relay valves that were where the salt was stacking up on top. So these valves, all these brake valves, are what the salt was stacking up on top of. And so that would stack up there, and they would just be eaten away within a year's time. And there's no way for them to wash off the top of these. It had undercarriage washers that you could wash the bottom off of, but with the frame mounted sanders on here, there's no way you could get to the top of these valves to clean them off where the salt would sit. So like I said, that was the initial reason for doing it, but it also protects everything else that's underneath this.
Wow, simple idea.
Yeah.
Simple and not overly expensive.
Exactly. 400 bucks, and it saves us tons of money. And these will last the lifetime of the truck. They're stainless. So
when the trucks came in, they didn't have, most trucks had, like our old fleet had welded chain hooks in them, but these didn't come with it, so we figured out a way to take the measurements and go in and have cables made to the right length to hold the tailgate so it's up just a little bit to help keep the material from falling out, versus taking the tailgate completely off where you lose that much actual log length if you're hauling logs.
This is representing, it could be a moose, it could be a cow, it could be something, large animal that's been hit on the road.
Okay.
And what we've done is we've mounted winches up on the top of the headache rack in order to be able to load them by ourselves instead of taking a loader out. Because the only way we had to get those in the back of these trucks before was with a loader, and which takes 2 people plus the amount of time to get the loader out there, which, you know, a lot of our moose areas and where we see a lot of them killed are as far as 20 miles away from the shop, so you're a minimum of an hour each way with the loader, where we can run out at highway speeds, get it in the truck within 5 minutes and be back on our way. And once you get them about that far in, then you can just go ahead and let the bed down, and then once the bed's down, you don't have as hard of a pull. And then they're in, and it's that quick. And for one person, like I said, you're not running the loader out there. And I was called out on a moose the other night, and from the time I got the call at my house and got to the shop, out there and picked it up, and it was 20 miles from the shop, I was an hour and 10 minutes.
that unit is an air compressor, a battery charger, a generator, a welder, and all these components that you'd have an individual set on each truck with a small engine to start. So we did a lot of research, found that unit that is hydraulically controlled, so we engage the PTO, everything's now. We have our welder, we have a generator, we have air compressor, everything is right there. So we spent a ton of time speccing these trucks and got them built the way we wanted to, and now we don't have any outlying mechanics. Everybody's located here centrally. So now one of our guys, we got a major problem on the side of the road or in a different shed, they can get to there, have everything they need on one truck and get the job done. So
Pretty nifty.
yeah. Yeah, most of the other districts that have seen this truck are like, how did you get that truck? Well, we spent the time to spec it, so we got what we wanted.
It's probably cheaper with all in one and to buy all those
It
individually.
would be.
Okay.
Mike come up with the idea. When these guns come from the factory, they got the exhaust hole, and the beads get in there, and then they go down in here and they tear up the gun. And so Mike come up with the idea that, well, let's drill it and tap it, and put one of these little chainsaw filters on there. Keeps the beads out of there, and it saved us. We don't replace those diaphragms until the end of the season now.
And how often were you doing it before?
Weekly.
Weekly.
Weekly, okay.
$45 a piece times 12 guns.